All right, hello. So today we're talking about solving by graphing. So this is the beginning of topic 9, and this is going to be all about solving our parabolas from last unit, okay? So let's take a look at these steps first. Steps say we're going to graph the function, which we did last unit, so we already know how to do that. Find the solutions at the x-intercepts. Cool, remember that's going to be where your where your parabola crosses the x-axis. And then your answer is going to be written as x equals whatever numbers you get, okay? And that's all. That's all that we need to do. So let's take a look at our example question here. So our example question is x squared minus 8x plus 12. And that is written in standard form. So usually when we do standard, we're going to have to do that opposite b over 2a, plug it in, find our vertex and all that stuff. Well, I've already tested y'all on that. I already know that you know how to find the vertex. So instead of doing that whole process, I'm going to use a website today. And that website is desmos.com. And it looks like this, desmos.com, okay? It's a giant graphing calculator, basically. So all I'm going to do is plug in my question. That was x squared minus 8x plus 12, like so. And over here, I see I have my graph, okay? So again, when you're looking for these solutions, it's going to be where your x axis is being crossed. So if I zoom in here, I see that I am crossing at 2 and 6. I'm going to try and transfer this graph onto my note sheet. So I'm going to take note of those 2 points, and I'm also going to look at where the vertex is. Here's my vertex. It's at 4, -4. Okay, so I'm going to transfer that onto my paper really quick. So we said 4, -4, and then my 2 intercepts were at 2 and 6. Okay, so let's do that. I got my my vertex at 4, -4. My intercepts are at 2 and 6. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest. This does not need to be a perfect graph because, like I said, I already know you know how to graph it. We just need our most important points here. Okay. With that being said, we've already found the answers that we need. We already said that our solutions should be at the x-intercepts. So that's, again, where it's crossing the x-axis. It's this one. So that should be at 2 and 6. Cool. When I go to write my answer, I'm just going to write it as 2, 6. What you're writing here are not points. You're writing a list of possible answers. So I'm writing it this way because here is my first answer and here is my second answer, okay? You're not doing the exact points. If I were doing that, I would write, 2, 0, and 6, 0. But I'm just writing a list of my values, and that's all, okay? I'm finished with that problem. Graph it. See where it's crossing that x-axis, and then write your answer. So let's go over to our other examples over here. These ones are already graphed, which is really cool. So I'm going to start with A. And again, you're looking for where it's crossing that x-axis. So here is my axis. Maybe, there we go. Here's my axis. And I just want to see where it's crossing that line. So I see here. That's a bad color for that. Let's try again. Here. And here, I have 2 points where that's where my shape is crossing the x-axis. Looks like the first one is at -1, and the second one is at 3. Again, you're counting that from your origin. Here's my origin. So I went over 1 for that first one, and then over 3 for the other. So that's how I got those 2 numbers. And that's all. I'm finished. Okay? Let's try B. Okay, looking for where it's crossing my x-axis. I'm seeing it's only touching once. Looks like it's right here at 1. And that's it. Sometimes they touch twice, sometimes they touch once, or sometimes you get one that looks like C, where it's not touching at all. there is a giant space between here and here, right? So if that's the case, if it doesn't touch at all, you are going to have no solution because there's no answer, right? It's not touching. Since it's not crossing your axis, you can't have an answer. That's the idea, okay? So again, you're just looking for where it's crossing that x-axis. In this second part, this is where the practice is. It says, graph the following functions in Desmos to find the solutions. Then use the solutions to color in the shape. Okay, cool. So, here's my first question. It says f of x equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. So what you're going to do is just take this and plug this into Desmos. That's that graphing calculator that I was using earlier. So let's go over there. Let's get rid of this. Let's type it in. I had x squared, and that was plus 6x plus 9. Okay, let me scoot this over a little bit. Okay, looks like it's touching the graph once, so let's see exactly where that is. It is at -3, 0. Cool. So, I'm going to go over to my notes again. The only solution I had was at -3, and that's my only answer. So, let's take a look at this color key down here. Now, what I'm looking for is that answer. I'm looking for -3. -3 looks like it is right here. Now, what I'm noticing is that this is the blue column. You can color these any colors you want, but I just chose these ones. So that's the blue column. What I'm going to do is mark that this was number 1. And I'm also going to take that color and fill in my circle over here as well, because that's going to tell me that I am going to color every one in this picture blue. Okay, you're trying to match up your answers and the colors so that we can fill this whole thing in eventually. Okay, so now all of those are filled in with blue. Let's try another one. Let's do number 2. Number 2 looks like this, as 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. Okay, again, I'm going to go over to Desmos, get that graphed. That was 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. Okay, looking over here, I see my axis. I'm noticing that it's crossing here at 2, 2, 0. And then it's also crossing here at -3, 0. Cool. Let's put those in. That was at 2 and -3. All right. Now that I know that, I'm going to go down to my answer key, looking for a 2 and a -3. Let's see. I have 2 options that look kind of similar to each other. Not in the same order as mine, and that's fine. Doesn't need to be. But I'm looking for a +2 and a -3. So I think it's going to be this guy, this pink box. So again, I'm going to label that with what question it was. That was number 2. I'm going to fill in my answer or my question bubble with that color. And now I'm going to look for all of the 2's in the picture and try and color those pink. Okay? And that's the idea for the rest of this practice. You're really just going through, graphing all of them, because like I said, I already know we know how to graph. We tested on it already. And then coloring in your pieces. Coloring all of the ones that match. Again, I just chose these colors because I wanted them. You can use whatever colors you want. The main idea is that we're practicing and seeing where on the graph we can find our solutions. All right, that's all I got for y'all. Hope you have a good day.